Hey, friends. I want to talk to you today about what we don't talk about in the burnout world, or at least what I'm talking about that I feel like other people aren't talking about. It's actually what is happening in the brain and the body. In my background in trauma therapy, neuroscience, all that kind of stuff, I wanted to share why are the effects, like what's happening. Because I feel like if we understand what's happening in our bodies and how burnout truly affects our brain and our bodies, we might have a clue into and or some motivation as to why we're experiencing what we're experiencing and then how to move through that. So burnout is part of trauma. It sits under the umbrella of trauma because that's how it affects the brain and the body. And what happens when we have trauma is a distressing response to a an event. And if you and I stand next to each other, my response to the event is going to be very different from yours because we are unique in our capacity and how our brain and our body organizes and handles and responds to different things that are very stressful. As a reminder, burnout is the unresolved chronic stress, period. So that means stress built up in the body, stress that is happening in the moment, whatever that is affecting our brain and our body. In our brains, our logical part of the brain literally goes offline. And in our bodies, it can create tension. It can create a freeze response, a fight, like the adrenaline, the cortisol, all the things that are pumping in our bodies when we are responding to that distress response. We can have anxiety, we can have a panic attack, we can have tension in our shoulders, we can have our body just like crunch in on each other, like um, covering our heads. It can be all kinds of different responses. And because of this, and when we have this happen, if we do not regulate our nervous system, address the emotions that are going on, and help our bodies regulate back down to a normal state or a state where you feel content, then you stay heightened. And then you start staying in that mode. And when we start staying in that mode, a lot of things can happen like panic attacks, like headaches, like brain fog, like stomach issues. One of the biggest things that I hear is a lot of people they don't want to talk about it because it feels embarrassing, and I understand because I'm there too. But they have gut issues. Either like there's cramping, or they're using the bathroom too much, or they're not using the bathroom at all, like all kinds of things. And this is a huge indicator because there is a nerve that runs from your gut to your brain, and when that nerve is heightened, a lot of times burnout and compassion fatigue, stress, trauma, all of that can cause that nerve to be thrummed, is what I like to say. Kind of like a cello. Think of it as a cello. And it's just vibrating constantly. When it doesn't have a chance to stop vibrating and everything can calm down in our system, then it starts causing all of these issues. And your body is just trying to protect itself, it's trying to create safety, and it can come out in different ways. If we don't address it, it starts to come out in the stomach issues, in the headaches, in the panic attacks, in the tension in your jaw and your shoulders that you have all the time, in waking up at night and having insomnia. There's all these different things can come out of it. So in my compassion fatigue and burnout trainings and the course that I have that's coming out addresses this in a little bit more detail. But I just wanted to share with you here about this because I've been talking about it a lot recently, and I think it's something that's really important when it comes to burnout recovery is recognizing there are effects that are happening in your brain and your body. Sometimes we don't really recognize it as that because we're still functioning on a normal level, and that's okay, except what happens if you don't address these things, if you don't do nervous system regulation, if you are not addressing what's happening, then it's going to get worse and it can turn into chronic health issues, autoimmune issues, all kinds of stuff. And that's kind of where I'm at, honestly. I have a chronic health issue. I suspect an autoimmune issue, and I'm getting active health help for it, but I don't want you to get there. I want you to be able to regulate your nervous system, deal with the stress, allow the emotions to move through your brain and your body, and for you to come to a place of calm, to come to a place of peace where you don't feel like you're running constantly and you have space for yourself. to just be and relax and enjoy, be filled back up. And that's what a lot of the coaching that I do and the community spaces that I'm creating will support you in taking that step back. I truly believe taking a step back propels you forward. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments. Can't wait to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.